Hello, 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 everyone joining the broadcast today. We are here with Prevail and NH in our quarterfinal round for the collective playoffs as we are getting everyone into the game right now. And then as soon as we have joined, we will start.
Yes, sir.
Malik, how are you doing this fine afternoon?
I'm doing great. Ready to see this blockbuster matchup, if you call it.
Yeah, I really like both of these teams. Both of them play really well from what I have seen out of them. Looks like we have all of Prevail in here right now. We are just going to be waiting on NH, as it is NH Eclipse, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me know if that camera angle works for you. Probably doesn't. Straighten this out. That should be working. And it looks like we do have Eclipse jumping in here. We will start. Our first map of the day is going to be Clubhouse. Then we will head to Oregon. And if a third map is necessary, we will finish off the day on Border. Sorry, fans of Bank or Coastline, like myself, you don't always get what you want.
They should be all right. They got about 12 rounds of coastline last night. I mean, that's something.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. We did get a lot of Coastline. It was a good Coastline match.
For
I'm
sure.
just a big fan of I'm a fan of the aesthetic of that map. Like, how often do you get to say a phrase like "cool vibes stairs"? That's just a good. It just feels good rolling
Cool
off.
vibe. He's in hookah. Like, who doesn't want to go chill at the hookah bar real quick?
He's in
You
the
could play
billiards room.
pool. Like, yeah. Like,
Exactly. There's a service entrance. You head down to the kitchen.
now, somebody did tell me the other day, why is the service entrance beside the bathroom? But like, I'm not gonna get into that.
I mean, it's so both the workers and the attendees of that. I'm guessing that's a hotel or just like a fancy
I mean, but
resort.
like the kitchen's right there. Like that seems unsanitary, you know?
That is true. That is an incredibly questionable design choice. But then again, no one is accusing. No one is accusing Ubisoft of understanding how buildings work, understanding structure, just basic sanitary designs. This is the same design team that made Lion. Let's not forget that.
Perfect operator without a problem.
There's nothing wrong with him, even to this day. There's nothing wrong with having an operator with low recoil in a 50-round assault rifle that can make you stand still. That actually, it hits hard. People do not understand how hard Lion's AR hits. It's a pretty good gun.
I mean, if you stand still, you don't get pinged or shot. Like, what more can you ask for?
Yeah, just stand still, dude. Completely and totally balanced. Our balance complaints aside, this is a very good set of maps that we're heading to. I particularly like Clubhouse. I feel like post rework, it's one of the most balanced maps. I know a lot of people really don't like Oregon, but I'm a fan of just like how frag weird it is. I feel like it boils down to a lot more of just raw gun skill as opposed to teamwork, which is kind of, in some ways, I know that's kind of counterintuitive to what R6 is all about, but it's a welcome change from other maps where it seems like positioning. seems to dominate. Now, I realize that's a hot take, and I realize that's why people don't like Oregon. But, dude, sometimes I just want to see people pop off. Sometimes you just want to watch somebody own. Exactly. Sometimes you just want to watch someone dive through a hatch with a shotgun like a madman.
Oh, yes.
Sometimes you want to see Finka picked. Yeah, like it's great. It's good fun. It's a good change of pace. It probably shouldn't be in the rotation 100% of the time. But it shouldn't be every map, but it has its place. It's not like Tower or Favela.
Like when you go to Oregon, you just know both teams. Like no matter like the skill gap, if there's a large skill gap, that skill gap decreases by a lot when you go to Oregon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it
both
is.
Teams
It is
have
the great
almost the
equalizer.
exact same chance.
I believe on a Pro League broadcast, Intero referred to it as hell in a cell. I'm a big fan of just. It's just like I don't know if anybody else experienced this. This might just have been a Texas thing, but when we were younger, we used to put bars of soap in tube socks and just beat each other with them because we were young and stupid. But that's kind of what Oregon feels like sometimes. It's who is left. It's not who wins. Oregon is who survives. You don't. Nobody wins Oregon unless you're like 100% of the time. Unless you just 7-0 someone. You don't win it. You live through it, and you live to fight another day.
Well, good teams go to die.
Very true. We are waiting on one more, and I believe that is it. Razor is in, and we are ready to start. I'm excited for this match. As soon as we get some readies, let's get it going.
Okay.
Now, we will go to Clubhouse. And Malik, I'm going to let you take this ban phase away. What are we going to see here?
With Clubhouse, I'm not expecting a shield. I'm expecting hard breach ban for sure. I'm gonna assume it's gonna take the ball off the board. Might be. It actually might take a Jackal or Maverick. Yes, okay, that's the other hard breacher. I'm not gonna say Jackal. And the defensive team would man a hard breacher. I'm not gonna say a shield. Oh, would be Jackal?
A good call, a good call. We will have the Thermite and the Hibana on the board.
Still making things a little easier to ban the trip on that wall. Maybe a little Kaid trip. Well, they could get banned here. Could see a Kaid ban.
There's the Kaid ban. Good call.
I wouldn't say Cavi.
You could see a Kavera ban here. Yeah, just getting a good roamer off the field, I feel like would be a good option.
Mira, of course, one of the hard anchors on one club.
Very standard ban. Very, very standard ban.
Sure. If you're not sure what to ban on the defensive side of the map, Mira is a safe pick. You can always bring the IQ to get rid of yokais and stuff like that.
Definitely. Like, and having both of those hard plant denial operators, like the Echo and the Maestro on the board, I feel like is significant, and maybe over that, I don't really know, you know? I feel like a Maestro or an Echo off the board would have been a stronger choice than a Mira, as we will head to CCTV Cash. Obviously, Echo and Maestro are going to be so strong here, but we will see the 6th pick from the Sledge to the IQ. Not a bad 6th pick at all, especially when there is a Echo on the board.
Let me get a closer look here.
Yeah. Let's see what's going on here in this garage. Looks like we'll see a little bit of a garage hold coming out. Got Myth reinforcing this garage wall. They're definitely going to attempt to deny a lot of the play in this garage. Now, these two teams are incredibly good. Prevail right now was our number 1 in the American Siege Conference. NH coming in at number 4 in the National Siege Conference, but NH definitely not a slouch. They took it to Czech 6, a team who just made the semifinals, and this is not a bad team by any stretch of the means. We will see a Finca come out. We will see a Finca come out for NH, and it does look like they are going to push a little bit with that Finca, using the spear over the LMG, so maybe a little bit of a different strategy. As we will see Vadix move out, plant a little Claymore right there. We've got Razor planting Claymores. They definitely don't want to get run out on as they attempt to open up that construction wall. Now, the Thatcher has not been banned out, so this is going to be a little bit easier for them to get this wall open. The Maverick is gone, so you can't like completely hard deny the bandit tricking, but you can get, and we have Amper taking the Capital off the board. Let's jump on board with the Roamer from Prevail as he does get the opening frag of this quarterfinal match. He has taken a little bit of damage, and the Capital off the board, that's a lot of smoke potential. That's all of your smokes gone, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, that Jackal has been banned, so that won't even be brought. Epic definitely known for his Jaeger main abilities. Not surprised to see him getting a little more game. Early pick off.
Definitely not. And both of these teams are so incredibly good at what they do. This has been one of the matches that I've been most excited for throughout the entire playoffs. And we're gonna I'm missing some frags here. And Amper does go down to Vadix. Vadix does take a little bit of damage in the process, but the kill has been equalized. But the damage to the time bank has already been done. We will see Vadix hang out the roamer that he knows is there. They only have a minute left though. Like, this has been the damage that Amper did has already been done. He took out the smokes, he took out a bunch of utility for NH, and he denied the push for so very long that if I'm not mistaken, we do have the construction wall open. We're gonna jump on board with Home Shot here on the Thatcher as he does try to land that cheeky little wall bang on some members of Prevail. They do have that diffuser, but without the smoke grenades from the Capital, it's going to be a little bit difficult for them to get this plant down, Malik.
No, I'm not entirely sure he's taking out the yield. The statue's just kind of wide peeking this doorway here. He's not in the edgeway as he's actually living up by the mute here. 2v2. Mute gets taken out. 2v1. The last one should be in garage, if I'm not mistaken. And it will be the Echo, and I don't think IQ has taken out this yet. Well, he doesn't have any more.
He does not. And Home Shot will take the final frag onto Myth, and we will see a victory on the first round for NH. A solid entry out there from Vadix to equalize the attackers and defenders. And it looks like Vadix has left the game, has lagged out. We will see if they want a reset. And it looks like we will get a rehost. We are going to abandon this and return to the main menu very quickly. It does look like we have a little bit of a sound bug, potentially something like that going on.
I think that Finca pick by NH is definitely telling of what they plan to do here. They're gonna bring your standard operators to get the walls open and stuff, but overall they do still want that aggression. They want to get up in your face and they want to challenge you, just like they did with the roamers. And then they rotated around in construction, push site very aggressively. Definitely did their jobs.
Now give me a couple of seconds to figure out match settings. Okay, I'm gonna No, I don't want to delete that. I'm going to edit. Where, Malik, you're much well versed in this than I am. Where would I go to add a round? To add a round win. Yes, to add a round win.
Back out of that screen. Wait, are you setting it up? Oh, you have to actually like set
Yes.
the whole thing up again. Yeah, set the whole thing up again like you would, and then there's a place in there, match settings, where you can go and do all that. So just set
Okay.
up like you're
So
starting over.
create a spectator,
Yeah.
and then
Just do everything as if you were just starting fresh. Is everything good now?
I'm unsure, honestly. Let me as if I was starting fresh. Okay, I'm in the yeah, it's not letting me edit this one. And if I back out of this server, it is going to it's going to give me 5 minutes before I can create a new one.
1 second.
Sorry for the technical difficulties, everyone. Typical Ubisoft, Rainbow Six.
There's your help.
What's up? Yeah, we're a round in. What was wrong? What's wrong with the ruling? Sounds good. Yeah. Okay. Match settings. You're good. Game mode settings, maybe? I believe I do, yeah. I believe that's everything. Ah, that's okay. That makes a lot more sense. Okay. We have got it. Going to match and okay. Okay. Create a spectator. Okay, I gotta wait 2 minutes. So thank you, Mex, for helping us out with the technical issues, figuring that out. Thank you for bearing with us, stream. Sorry about that.
We love you, Max.
That makes sense.
Appreciate it, bro.
Thank you, Mex. And we will be back in very, very presently.
What a nice guy.
What a helpful man. Sorry about that. I kind of messed up that one little thing. It really is incredible how quickly one little thing can mess up an entire game.
Definitely. This Rainbow's just so picky. Like we started with the game, messed up.
Yep. 1 minute. But this does give us time to recuperate a little bit, get some coffee in us, get more awake, and talk more about this game. So I'm still really, really stoked, and I thought Vadix had a really good opening round on that entry. Late into the round, I thought Amper had a really good round roaming out of Prevail. Like that Jaeger, he's just so hard to dislodge from places, and especially on Clubhouse, he can hit you from so many different angles.
For sure. I don't think he was being pressured immediately from any other angle but the Capital. So I mean, a good one-on-one gunfight against the Jaeger, he has a very good chance of winning that, especially with the R4, the carbide.
Yes, the 4.1C, like
4.1C.
one thing that definitely, yeah, the goes, or 4.16C, sorry, the one of the things that goes under noticed when we talk about like Rainbow Six Siege and operator selection is the choice of the primary weapons.
You about to pull a Jaeger shotgun question on me?
I am not.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
I was just
prepared for that.
Yeah, I was just making a comment. I was just making a comment. And we are going.
There's this guy named Jack who will run bandit shotgun occasionally, but we don't have to talk about that. It's a very nasty thing. It needs to be banned.
And we are going to click right stick. Our band operators were Maverick and Jackal, and then on defense we had a Mira, Kaid and Mira.
Yes, sir.
Wow, that didn't save. Dang. No. As much as I do hate Ying, we aren't going to ban Ying, unfortunately. We're going to add a round. Outcome blue is where they were. NH, correct?
Yes. Because they were the attacking team.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you set it up like that.
Okay. And we are having our teams load back into the match. Pretty quick here.
They're probably
and then we will get it started.
To get back into it.
I know I am. All the technical stuff in R6, it's so many settings.
It's like you're just itching. Like, come on, just let me play already.
Fortunately, it does look like we are loading back in very quickly. And also, fortunately, both of these teams, I'm going to say that they don't lose a rehost, since it was actually my screw-up that caused us to lose some time here. And it's definitely a good thing that it wasn't a visual or audio bug like this mute C4 bug or something to that effect. Nobody's crashing. Nobody is just getting rainbowed. We are on full go here on Clubhouse once we start off.
Yes, sir. Definitely interesting to see if NH can be able to keep up with this aggression. Because I know Clubhouse it's said to be defensive favored. And when your attack wins the first round, things start to get a little shaky for that defensive side.
Definitely. I think NH opening up that construction wall so early was a really, really big win. And again, like, there is a Maverick ban, but Thatcher's just a good operator, a good safe operator. He can do everything that anyone else can from range.
Definitely. That's what I call the man with a plan.
Like, we probably need another operator that can sort of do what Thatcher does in R6. Like, he's so very useful and he's so safe. Like, Maverick has to get up and stare down the bullet holes, and he can't. The nerfs to his fast swap, meaning like he can't like exactly like get into fights as quick as he could, so he can very easily get popped in the head by an aware bandit tricking that wall. Now, Thatcher can be tricked away, but there's no danger to an operator. And if you don't get that construction or the jacuzzi wall open on Clubhouse, it's not the worst thing in the world. There are other avenues to where you can enter. You can enter up those red brick stairs. You can enter through the garage. And of course, you can take that little balcony out there, the tin roof. that tin roof's so crucial to having control on gym bedroom, and to some extent CCTV cache as well, because you can cut off rotations from construction. You can burn people out with Capitao in the CCTV room. Just a really good overall place to have control of. Now, it is also where some of those big utility operators go to die. It's very easy to be run out on, so a solid roam clear is very crucial in attacking on this map. So if you can get the roamers cleared out, it becomes a lot easier. And it's a roam, when we say it's a defensive sided map, I think what we should say is a roam heavy map.
Definitely. I know for sure, like when I play with like some of my friends, we do enjoy the roam clear part of it, but we also understand that some teams like to just turtle down inside, and it's not a bad idea at all. Because if your roam game isn't really working, a 5-man on site can definitely work for you.
I've got a message from Nicolo here saying that I did not save the settings.
So it's probably those, I'm guessing the match settings.
So it does look like, I'm going to go ahead and back out, and we are going to check this over again. I did not. What in the world? I thought I'd click that save button. Apologies, everyone. I am screwing everything up today.
Okay, man, just you slow it down, you get it for sure.
Yeah. Oh, we'll get it. No.
In the meantime, I'm gonna get me something to drink.
Definitely. It does look like we'll be able to hop right back into it, though. We are queuing up the game session, and we will get everyone back in presently. And we have invites going out. And we are going to definitely save this. We're going to ban Maverick and Jackal, Kaid and Mira. Add a round. Blue win. CCTV cache. And as soon as everyone is loaded in and clicks the ready, we are going to move very quickly, as this is in a major delay. Once again, I'm sorry. I am just not on point today. It's all right, though, because these two teams are, and we are ready to have a great match for you. Just waiting on one more member of Prevail, and then we will finally get started with this. We have everything set up. Operators have been banned. We have the first round on the board. We have everything ready to go. We have the readies. Let's get it started. And as we load into round 2, we did have NH win the last one. Looks like we will be heading down to the church arsenal room. Definitely, you want that Kaid here, but he is banned out. You will see the Meister and the Jaeger come out, and the Clash coming out for Prophet. Definitely a unique... Oh, well, he is going to move on to the Legion. We will see the Blackbeard come out for Dom as well. Thatcher Thermite, always a good heart-breaching choice. And the Nomad coming out for Eclipse, probably to stop those flanks coming out. We do have the... Oh, and he will 6-pick back onto the Clash. And a 6-pick onto Hibana just to get, for NH, just to get more hard breach on the field. A pretty solid choice, honestly.
A lot of Blackbeard on Clubhouse, not to my knowledge. I'm not sure he's a very popular operator on this map.
I'm not either, but the ability to deflect the headshot is always going to be pretty good.
Activate
For
camera.
sure. He's definitely one of the more infuriating operators to go against,
Reload.
and one of the life-saving operators to play with.
Definitely.
I am interested
We
to
will
see
see.
what they do with this Clash, though.
I am as well. They might be using the Clash to hold dirt. I can see that being an option, and she will get that hatch right there, and will come back down blue. We will have a Valk cam come out in blue from Reapers.
Was the Clash 6-pick, or was it just straight up?
The Clash was 6-picked. It was 6-picked off of the Legion.
Like, because see, they brought the Capital in round 1, and I see that they didn't bring it in round 2, but I feel like if Clash was picked straight up, then maybe this Blackbeard would have been 6-picked to a Capital. That's what I'm thinking.
Aim for the shot.
Definitely. And we do have
you on the
Eclipse
other side.
opening up that kitchen hatch very, very quickly. I mean, no, Kaid, no real way to deny this, but still, that is a fast movement. As we do have Vadix moving down the stairs, spotting the operator on his phone. We do have the Mute taking a little bit of damage. So some good early pressure coming out. We do have Thermite moving out and blowing out this dirt tunnel, and Razor will look to drone down that kitchen hatch. Now, there are still mute chambers on the field. We do still have all 5 operators, and the Blackbeard looks like he'll take out the Valkyrie. A solid pick from kitchen.
Phone activated.
And I mean, that's why you bring BB. And Vadix is in. Vadix is putting on some pressure, and NH are in the side planting claymores. Ranger will take out the Thermite, though, and we do have some fights going on all over the place as Homeshot and Vadix will take out 2 members of Prevail. And I'm not gonna lie to you, Malik, that's not what you really expect to see that early in a round, is a Claymore on your own bomb site less than 2 minutes into the round. No wonder. And the plant will go down from Homeshot, and the Clash really can't deny much more of this.
The comms going through like nobody expects to lose sight that early, and that makes people, they have full control of themselves right now. Like they're trying to
Prophet.
Everybody's trying to
And Prophet is doing everything he can, but yeah, Homeshot is gonna finish it off for us. That's just, man, unfortunately, there was so much control so quickly. NH had control of Dirt Tunnel, they had the kitchen hatch open, and Vadix was in. Vadix was in and planting claymores. And when you rotate over to try and put pressure on your own bomb site, you really don't expect a claymore there. A claymore death, not something that we normally see out of these top teams, but definitely understandable considering the circumstances.
For sure, it was definitely. I do want to credit some of that to the comms on NH. How when they droned out that mute immediately, and Blackbeard got that initial pick, that IQ immediately knew that that was the only guy on site, and she pushed in there and gained control quickly to make sure they couldn't retake that as easily as they wanted to.
NH just putting on a clinic on how to attack the church arsenal. Pressure immediately, pressure constantly, and when you have a chance, take what is yours. If Prevail is going to have only one operator playing on that Arsenal room, just give it some pressure. We will see the Bandit come out from Prophet to try to take care of this construction wall. We will see the smoke again. I really like the pick of the pulse here. That's going to provide so much pressure from those bottom floors, as we will see another garage hold, but we will have a glass come out from Vadix, and as well as the Blackbeard from Dom. That is going to put a lot of pressure onto that tin roof balcony that was so important, like we talked about earlier.
Yep. One thing I do want to notice, like, Bill and Mitch are kind of playing this little cat and mouse game with their operator picks, because in the first 2 rounds, NH just brought the IQ, which would have been the perfect counter to that pulse. But now you see that they dropped off of that, because pulse wasn't brought these first 2 rounds.
Definitely, and we will see a little bit of drone work coming out. Both teams just kind of feeling each other out. Vadix hanging out outside of that garage with the glass, trying to peek in and see if anyone is there. Do a little bit of droning. Let's hop on board with Ranger, who will be hanging out in blue. He might just get it. There is so much happening, and like you said, Malik, the cat and mouse game being played between these two teams is phenomenal, and Ranger just holding his angle, wasting his time, and Dom with the opening frag once again. That Blackbeard pick is paying off so heavily. He will only have one of those rifle shields left, but still, it's paying off. It's doing its job. That's a good early pick, as we will see Razor. Oh, they can't get the construction wall open. He has those 2 exothermic charges left, but we have 2 EMP grenades left from the Thatcher. There's a very solid chance that with these bandits going down, that we could see the exothermic charges not be able to be placed.
Yeah, there is no soft breach to my knowledge being brought by NH, so these scouts to put it safe on this one.
They might have to melee them, or potentially use those exothermic charges on them. It looks like a very strong defense coming out from Prevail, as Ranger will take a little bit of damage as he and the Glass are just hunting each other. But that is Prophet with a team kill, but he will take out Home Shot.
You hate to see it, especially with the stakes this high. With their outline charts and stuff, you just kind of flick and see the body shoot.
And man, we are just missing a couple of key frags here, as there's so much happening all over the field that we can't get to it fast enough. But that is Ranger with a good hold on the metal stairs. He will be taken down by the Blackbeard, but there is information now. And we will see the smoke of Reapers put some pressure onto the Blackbeard on those metal stairs. Moving around on this side. I agree completely, and the Blackbeard will rotate back into the garage, and the smoke is going to be holding against this Hibana coming out. Hibana does take a little bit of chunk damage, but not as much as Reapers, who is still somehow alive on this smoke in the site. But the Blackbeard of Dom will enter. The C4 from the bandit below will miss, and Dom will be planting. But Prophet with an excellent 2K to end the round. An excellent entry, looking like coming right up the red stairs. And just all of the chip damage ended up winning out for Prevail in the end. They just dinked away at the attacks operators until there was just no health left, and 1 or 2 bullets could do it. And an excellent timed push from Prophet to take out the Hibana and the Blackbeard while the plant was going down.
Definitely an amazing play by Prophet on the bandit there. He did his job holding off construction walls. They had to push from somewhere else, and then he just, in the dying moments of the round, if you may, when the plant was about to go down, easy rotate back to site, distracted them with a nitro long enough for them to turn their heads, think about what just happened, pushed up, got the double kill. Easy win for them.
And we will see the 6-pick off of the Echo onto the Valkyrie. And with the Echo or Valkyrie coming out, we will see the IQ come out from the attack. Pretty standard 6-picking strategy here. Top on board with Prophet as on the Legion, as he will attempt to set up this site. We'll put some reinforcements down in the dirt tunnel. Now, the last church push was disastrous for Prevail. And we're going to have to see how better they defend it. And they might have done well to take a bandit just to stop the dirt tunnel and force the Thatcher to come around and just waste some more time. Maybe even bandit tricking that tunnel a little bit. Could have been a good pick, but you know what they say. There's a reason why they're playing in this, and I'm spectating and forgetting to put the Pro League settings on it. So we're just going to let the people who are here in the playoffs, in the quarterfinals, make the decisions. We will see. It does look like we're going to have a dirt tunnel push from the Thermite. Very, very standard stuff here. I still just like, strategically, I'm not sure I agree with Prevail letting NH have this dirt tunnel push essentially for free. There are Legion mines in it, but you have to know that's going to come out very, very quick. And Vadix with the opening pick on to Reaper. Vadix using that IQ, pistol, and electronic scanner very, very effectively. Vadix for me so far has been the MVP, at least in terms of fragging potential. He has had some serious impact frags, especially in round 2.
Most definitely. Taking off the Valkyrie, that's also a Nitro off the board, if you may. So that's definitely some play.
That is true.
See you on the other side.
And I like this. I like this double hard. I like this double hard reach bring from NH. They're just taking so much destruction, and they're going to do so much damage to the setup and church arsenal and open up so many angles. And without the Kaid, there's nothing to stop the Hibana from just taking those hatches outside of impact tricking. But when you have pressure from the IQ scanning, there's really not much you can do. It's a solid operator setup, and they're bringing very, very good stuff. It's just hard for Prevail to stop anything coming out without a Kaid on the board.
I mean, I guess I'm not saying, but I mean, the Maverick Band did get them that win on church, well, not church, on Cash. But I guess the Kaid Band really was hurting them because they can't stop them getting this hatch.
And the hatches are so crucial because we will see a little bit of a dirt tunnel push. We got 2 members of NH coming out through his Prophet. Will attempt to predict where they are heading from. He will chuck an impact down there, baiting out a little bit of shots. He has the information, but NH have dropped into sight. Vadix is in. 43 seconds left on the round. They will spot the Legion Gubans. Now, they know his position. They know he's moving in. Dom will attempt to take the rest of the site. Will check out a stun. He sees the enemy. He's going to push in. Home shot with the frag on the Prophet, and it is looking like an NH round, but the Blackbeard is down. The plant's coming down, and Ranger. Eclipse will take out Ranger. Emperor with the knife onto Vadix. Razor is just desperately attempting to hold this, and it looks like Emperor is going to be able to take down NH. Razor, he will get the defuse, and Prevail have taken their second round. A much better defense of Church Arsenal coming out, and Ranger with those 2 impact frags with the smoke shotgun and the SMG-11. A huge play, especially taking out that entry Blackbeard that is causing Prevail so many problems during this game, as we will head to round 5. And we will head to the gym bedroom for the very first time this game.
Definitely that defense was just all about the retake. I'm assuming that Prevail just read into what NH was doing. They want to get full control of Arsenal Room, and they just want to hold angles. So Prevail decided we'll give them that. They won't expect this retake.
And Vadix will 6-pick off of the Twitch onto the Capitao. Capitao, such a strong operator against these second floor holds. The ability to burn out with the asphyxiating bolts some of these roamers or anchors, and the ability to shoot smokes from range cannot be denied to be a strong usage of utility. Now, this site can be difficult to hold, but it's going to depend on the bandit tricking of Prophet. If he can keep this jacuzzi wall closed, I think Prevail have a really good chance of winning this. And this is shaping up for how that second round went. Prevail seemed to have woken up a little bit. They're ready. They're here. They're prepared. This is the playoffs. This is the team and the match that we all expected to see coming out.
Most definitely. Now, what you said about this bandit is he is very crucial to this round. So it's very important as they use these castle barricades, the ADSs. They need to keep him safe. With barbed wire on the stairs will definitely help with that. And they definitely need to keep all grenades, all throwables away from this bandit.
And once again, the Blackbeard being brought by NH just going to put so much pressure on this team. This is the first time in my experience casting collective matches that I've seen a Blackbeard on the field. Maybe just a good strategy. There's not really much to say other than it's a good strategy. It's a good brand. And the Capital with that LMG. Yep, not much to say about it, and he will put down just a lot of rounds, and this is why you bring the Capital. He is going to attempt to burn out the bandit from these spots. And it does look like that bandit trick will be done. A solid play from Prophet as he takes out one of the exothermic charges of the thermite. And for now, the defense is winning that all-important war. But Ranger will go down to the Blackbeard as Dom is just looking to straight up take the site from this tin roof balcony. They have the outside window open. The part of the rotation is castled off. I think that NH is just in a really, really good spot as Homeshot will take down Prophet. Now there's nothing keeping that jacuzzi wall from being open. And the exothermic charge will go down as we will see Razor enter and will go down to Amper, who was roaming on those red brick stairs. And this is just a back and forth match. Impact frags, impact positioning taken, and Vadix with the kill onto Ranger. It's just so back and forth. This is such a tightly contested match. With a minute left, there's no telling where it's going to go. You still have a Legion on the board. You still have a lot of movement denial. There's only one of those firebolts coming out from Capital as the gym plant will go down. A lot of shots coming out from the Zofia. The Blackbeard still holding strong with just one of those rifle shields left. And the retake is on. Control of the tin roof balcony is crucial, especially with this Blackbeard. If this Blackbeard can stay alive, I'm struggling to see a way where Prevail can kind of take this back. Homeshot will take down Amper. Reapers onto Vadix and Eclipse onto Reapers, and this is looking like an NH round. And the Blackbeard will finish it off onto Myth, and there it is, round 5 to the attack on Jimbit.
I definitely do believe that this round would have went completely different had this bandit been able to hold Jacuzzi wall just either a little bit longer or something there. I don't think the Capital arrow, wherever he placed it, I don't think it had much effect on the bandit, so he was able to do that with ease. So it might have just been a bad placement on his hand.
Definitely, and it very well could have, but it's a little bit hard to get that down when there's fire bolts coming at you, when there's Thatchers raining down overhead. It's a tall order for any bandit, and Prophet did what he could. He kept that Jacuzzi wall from being opened until there was absolutely no way that it wasn't going to get open. But all the same, NH will take the lead, as we're going to get a quick little scoreboard check in the beginning of this round. It does look like we have Dom on the Blackbeard top fragging, with Prophet top fragging as well.
Definitely in a well-rounded scoreboard for NH. Everybody's pulling their weight, not much to be complaining about from anybody. Razor's, he's going for it, but I mean, you're winning the round, just playing the hard reach. Your job is to get over. He's doing his job.
Definitely. Don't let that 004 scoreline confuse you. Razor's having a heck of a round. His opening hard breach onto Dirt Tunnel has been crucial on these Church Arsenal pushes, and he has done a pretty admirable job considering Prophet's proficiency on the bandit tricking, getting those walls open. It's just a duel between Prophet and Razor on those walls right now. Prophet did have that clutch in, I believe it was round 3 too, which is helping him out a lot. But just Dom on this Blackbeard. running a 2.0 KD at 6 and 3 with 4 assists. Just doing so much work with the SR25, as we will see a very quick hard breach onto the garage wall.
Trying to see how they want to set this up. I know they like to put the claymores down, deny the runouts. They do have to capitalize trying to stop this bandit tricking.
And this Maestro is kind of in a little bit of a unique position in this garage, trying to hold that hard breach that has been opened on the side by NH. Now, it's a little bit dangerous to have your Maestro here. If that Maestro is taken off the board early, it's pretty bad, but it's also probably a pretty good idea to challenge the Blackbeard with that Maestro Alta. Almost inarguably the strongest defending primary gun. But the BB's strong as well. And Myth wins the fight! The top frag from NH goes down. The strat paid off. And as always, if it works, it's never a bad strat. Putting that Maestro in there allowed them to get that opening Blackbeard down. With the Blackbeard down, there's not a lot of entry that can come out. And they're going to have... Prevail's going to have a lot of control over this garage with this Maestro here, as we are going to jump on board with Emperor for a hot second, as he is attempting to hold the bar stages and kind of creep below the garage.
He is being pressured from stock. He does not know it yet, though.
Yes, that Zofia is going to be pretty hard for him to take. His position has been given away. Emperor just toying with the attack, just wasting time. Tick, 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 tick goes the clock. Take it. He still has full HP. He will choose to rotate back up the stairs.
That's definitely not a bad call, but they could possibly get a lot of ground and go out. They don't have a lot of Maestro in there, because I feel like he's about to get flipped heavy.
And you are correct, as Eclipse does take out Myth, and that Maestro is off the board with 30 seconds left. It's going to be really hard to deny that plant. Amper onto Vadix, home shot onto Amper. Razor and Prophet will take down Eclipse, so we're going to be in a 2v2. Ranger with a good play, and Ranger will finish it out. A solid play from the smoke on that SMG-11, just holding the site, using all of the bullets in that mag to maximum effect. Putting great shots down on NH, as we will flip sides in round 7, as there's a 3v3.
That's definitely what you expect on Clubhouse. If it's not heavily in the defender side, it's usually back and forth, back and forth. Some sites are amazing to hold, some sites aren't. And definitely these impact frags on the beginning of rounds are extremely, they're just putting in so much work for these teams. Like, whether you realize it or not, taking that Blackbeard out that early, like, for the defense, it's like a breath of fresh air right there, just knowing that you don't have to deal with that shield.
So that rifle shield obviously so strong. It looks like Prophet will 6-pick off of the blitz onto the IQ, as we will see a Valkyrie, a Legion. The Legion 6-picked off in the smoke, but still, IQ against Valkyrie Echo, never a bad pick. I'm assuming that everyone here in this chat watching this understands Rainbow Six Siege. That IQ is just so effective against the yokai drones of the Echo and the black eye cameras of the Valkyrie. It's almost like a hard counter. It's about as close to a hard counter as we can get in this game.
New camera feed up and running.
Definitely interested to see how. I know they're definitely known for their roam clear. And I am very interested to see how NH prepares to roam if they are going to roam. Church Arsenal is one of the sites where you can have all 5 downstairs and be perfectly fine. But Clubhouse, like you said, ever since its rework, it's like roamer heaven, some would say. Like, there's just so many places to go now.
Definitely, and we are going to see a couple of operators that do function traditionally in that roam, like the Jaeger, like the Valk. Well, Valk sort of somewhat. But definitely the Jaeger, known as a hard roamer and home shot on that Jaeger, going to try to hold blue a very good position. We are actually going to hop on board with Myth. No, we're going to hop on board with Prophet, who is droning as well. We're going to find an attacker that doesn't drone. And what I like out of Prevail is they did take that. Everyone is droning. solid drone work from Prevail. Prevail, a team known to use information very well. I do like that they brought this Ash. Because the Ash can take care of so much of that ground utility, so much of that barb very, very quickly, as we will see chip damage come down from the Ash. And Vadix taking down Prophet really, really early. Now, this is not a traditional place for that smoke to be playing in, Malik.
Not at all, but definitely if you do want to catch the attackers off guard, you do want to play in some of these odd places. Like when you saw that Jaeger in the oil pit down there shooting up at the Ash, you know she did not expect that whatsoever. You wouldn't even thrown in there.
And Homeshot will take down Amper off of that Ash, and Homeshot playing so well in this blue tunnel. And we will have the Capital go down to a sliver. Reapers has been echo droned as well. It's just not looking good, and with the IQ gone, the yokai drones are just allowed to roam free. It is going to be a very tough task for Prevail to take this bomb site away from this solid defense coming out from the edge.
They have these claymores set up for possible flank rotations for the roamers, but the roamers for the most part are just downstairs. They just kind of rotate them up, and they're just going to be holding an angle where they know you have to push them. But you do see Amper here rotating down the red brick stairs. Definitely going to see who we can find.
And when all these roamers are downstairs, we will see Homeshot a frag onto Reapers, Eclipse a frag onto Myth, and Homeshot's just gonna clean it up. And this was a solid defense coming out from NH. There was so much roam clear, but Homeshot was the only one really roaming. He applied the perfect amount of pressure, gets a 3K on the round, a little bit of a tactical crouch there at the end, letting everyone know, making sure that his B button is nice and oiled. He just got a fresh paddle. He wants to let everyone in the server know that this B button is completely and totally functional, as we will head up to CCTV cache.
I do want to note that that wasn't really like a roamer round right there. Like Jaeger, remember how we said he started off in the oil pit, and he just as soon as he got that impact kill on the Ash, he just kind of rotated up and went completely around the entire map because none of the attackers were on the top floor. So all he had to do was just come around, come down the stairs, and pinch those attackers right there. They had smoke grenades in front of them, a Jaeger behind them. Like what much can you do right there?
Not much. And I do also want to point out the impact of the opening kill being the IQ. That is, especially when you're playing into a Valkyrie Echo and your IQ is dead. That's so much off the board. It's not, you're in a bad spot. We see a lot of plant denial come out from NH with the Maestro on Dom and Echo on, or Razor on the Echo, excuse me. My words are just a mess today. But this is a solid amount of utility, a solid amount of information. The Evil Eye cams are going to be so crucial in getting this defense, as we will see Dom attempt, and he does get that high spot. Now, the benefit of this is it's going to be borderline impossible without some really wacky things coming out to sledge that open. You're going to have to Thatcher that Evil Eye to get it up. Really solid placement from Dom, as we will see him open up the site a little more. I am interested to see how Prevail uses this Nomad, though. Nomad are one of our newest operators in R6. That is still correct. We still haven't seen a Gridlock or a Muzzy, to my knowledge, collective. But these air jabs are so good. He is using the AKM, and Homeshot getting the opening frag onto Reapers again. Homeshot on this Jaeger is playing so well in the defense.
I do feel like there's a little inspiration for this Jaeger red dot, because it wasn't that common at first, and now it's just kind of popping up all over the place. I won't say who did it, but that person knows who's responsible for this Jaeger red dot.
Was it you?
No, sir, it was not.
I thought you were hyping yourself. The gas, give you a little gas too. And it looks like it is falling apart for Prevail right now, as the Jaeger will be taken out. But, I mean, that's still like a minute and a half wasted. The jacuzzi wall is open. But there's still echoes on the field. The air jabs aren't going to be much help against all of these hard anchors. As we will see Myth open up. That exothermic charge does dent, but they're so far away. This is going to be a really tough take for Prevail, as the roaming of Home Shot just did so much damage, getting that Capitao with the asphyxiating bolts and the smokes off the board. We have not seen, outside of that one round where the Capitao attempted to burn the Bandit of Profit out, and he eventually Bandit tricked the exothermic anyways. We have not seen a Capitao have it nearly as much impact as you would think a Capitao would strategically have on this map. Now, 1 minute left in the round. There is still an Ash on the board. There is still the Nomad air jabs. There is still a lot of control as Prevail will look to push through construction. They are right outside the cash room. Dom still holding in that CCTV area, trying to keep the defense off that CCTV window. Vadix with a kill, Myth with a kill on Vadix, and it's still just not looking too good for Prevail right now. There's a lot of ACOGs on the board, and that monstrous Alda, just so difficult to beam out of a situation, as Myth will attempt to place some shots in the cash room. 15 seconds left. This isn't looking very good. And Myth gets a frag onto Eclipse, somehow is planting the diffuser. Not really sure what's happening. Dom through the wall. Profit onto Dom. He has to plant. Oh, and Profit attempts to go for the kill. I mean, we can second guess the choice to go for the kill as opposed for the plant, but I like that. I like that you're playing aggressive. I think going for the plant would have been the traditionally stronger move, but that wasn't a misplay out of Prevail. Let's be very clear. Not a misplay to go for that kill. As you know, the Echo is still on the Yokais. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, from that evil, I'm not sure how much HP she was at, but that evil eye, I don't know if it was called out its position. I think the Thermite knew where it was, but I don't know if he called it out to the Nomad. The evil eye in that position, yeah, just infinite amount of, like, she's at 7 seconds to zap you, and then you're also getting marked the entire time, wall bang through the cash wall.
And I don't think there were any more yokai charges left, which is why the plant may have been viable. I wasn't necessarily counting the yokai charges. If they were there, then it was definitely the right choice to go for the frag. But still, not a misplay out of Prevail. Just a really tightly contested round. And props to Prevail for bringing it back. That was a really bad situation that they nearly made work.
NH is up 5-3, and it's the defender side of the map. They're on defense right now, and they have not lost a defensive round. So they are showing that they are very strong with Clubhouse. This Ella with the shotgun. Now that is the weapon I just spotted.
It's not necessarily a meme cannon, but right there, you see what that Ella shotgun can do. If you are not careful, that thing will rip you apart. A nice little skin on that.
That's almost an understatement too.
It'll do more than tear you to shreds. It will put you in the dirt. It'll be a closed casket for you. That thing is tearing you to little bits and pieces. Now, let's see how Profit uses this Capitao. We talked about Capitao usage on this gym bedroom hold a little bit. They haven't really, neither team has gotten much out of it, but Capitao with his rework is a very strong operator on the attack on this bomb site. And we're gonna see how Prevail uses him. We're gonna jump on board with him, not for the duration of this round, but we're gonna stick with it pretty heavily, as we will flip over to Myth to see him attempt to open up that jacuzzi wall, and that's a huge win for the attack this early, getting that open. A little bit of a run out from the Bandit, as he was a little bit out of position to take away that jacuzzi wall, but still with this open, that's huge, and we will see the Capitao just hanging out outside of the B bomb site. Droning it out a little bit. He sees that there is one underneath. There is no one on the site, but the site is open. There The defense is playing off of it, not necessarily playing for the retake, but playing for the frags on it. Oh, and everyone is so close together. There's so much about to go down. Some shots out of kept out through that wall. It will light up home shot, but Vadix will get the kill onto Ranger, and Myth will refrag onto Vadix, so a 3v4 with the looking really good for Attack to take home their first round. Let's hop on board with a sledge of Reapers really quick as he is in. It does look like Prophet's still pushing through. He has total control over this tin roof balcony. A very, very strong position. Popping some shots downstairs. Now there are still yokai drones on the board, but now they're off the board as the Echo will go down to Prophet. And Prevail are in complete and total control of this round with 40 seconds left. It is going to take really, really strong frags from NH to take this home, but Dom is so far away from the site. It does get felled by Amper, and now it is all up to the Valkyrie of Eclipse, and it is not looking great as asphyxiating bolts are coming down. The plant's coming out. He will get a solid frag onto Amper, but the plant is down. Most importantly, probably about 28 health left on the Valk. Some solid shots onto Reapers, but that MPX isn't going to do as much damage as you hoped. And Reapers will essentially take that round from just over the top of that billiards, putting one right into the sternum of the Valkyrie. And we will head into rounds.
Insane rounds. Like, no matter who wins the round, like, it comes down to just, like, it starts off like maybe a 4v4, like, in the matter of like 5 seconds, it's a 2v1, 1v. It's insane what's going on right now.
There's a lot of pressure. And one thing I do want to point out, maybe for some, if there is someone in the chat who is a little bit newer to this, Prevail are using their drones so effectively. That round was almost a clinic on how to use information in Rainbow Six Siege to your benefit. At every point in time, people were being droned out, and then they were being gunned down by the Capitao on 10. Just really, really solid work. Very technical work as we will head back downstairs to Church Arsenal. This has been a strong hold for NH previously in this game. We're going to see how they hold it again, as there is no IQ, but we will see the first shield operator come out in this game. Now, regardless of your feelings on shields, you can despise them, you can love them. You can merely accept that they are an inevitable fact of the game, and that if you're playing a competitive match, the other team will use the best operators, and right now, some of the best operators are shields.
Yes, sir.
They are in the game, and you have to deal with them one way or another. Now, that Blitz, if we can get him in that dirt tunnel, he's going to be really hard to dislodge, and he's going to take away a lot of angles, or even if you get him in blue. We will see how the Blitz of Prophet will be utilized this round coming out of Prevail. I'm kind of excited to see some different strategies. I think it was a due time for a little bit of a shakeup here.
Now, whoever this is roaming upstairs in cash/construction rotated bedroom, he's solo roaming, and that Blitz is coming for him. So he's about to be in a world of trouble once he gets droned out. Wait, did that drone go past him? Did I see it? I don't know if it's
might
on.
have missed him. It might have missed Homeshot, who is just hanging out in the logistics office playing that logistics hatch.
This could be the perfect play right here.
Not much action coming out. A lot of drones coming out.
We
are seeing a little bit
set up before they really execute. They want all the drones in the right spots. They want the information, and then they want to press the go.
And it does look like we're seeing a little bit. Oh, never mind. We're going to see Prophet back on the drone as he will come down those metal stairs. They're just Prevail, just so methodical, setting up this attack. I'm not even sure they have not used a hard breach yet. There are claymores being set up to deal with the roam, but we're a minute and a half into the round. It's a little bit slow for my taste, but again, that's a deeply personal thing. But this is how Prevail plays. Methodical. calculated.
sure.
They're extremely good at this game. If you're looking for a clinic of what people would call traditional R6, this is it. Things are happening slowly.
There was an old pro league team. I forget the name of it, but like this used to be like this kind of strategic stuff. They used to always draw, and then like they would only push in like the last 30 seconds of the round. As all these flurries of purple once again start happening, they were missing.
Oh, and we will see a little bit of a grip around the Rosie from Vadex as he attempts to dodge that blitz. And the blitz is still in his face. Those are all of the toxic bags. No more gas grenades from the smoke. You don't have much left to do with this blitz. Now, the Ash has been down by Emperor, but it does look like he's going to be picked up. Let's hop on board with Prophet. And this is the thing about blitz and these shield operators. The later you get in the rounds, the stronger they get. Oh, and he will go down. Just from Vadex, who is playing so strongly on this smoke on the defense. Just a little bit of a shotgun shot to the knees. That is not how that shield appears in game. That's just a little bit of a spectator bug. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. It's fine. Everything's fine as we will head to match point for NH, and the final, potentially, the final defense will be to CCTV Cash. Now, Prevail set that up very well. Amper had some strong entry frags, but Homeshot just was in such a good position and got that early two-piece that forced Prevail to backtrack a little bit and pick him up. And as soon as they took their eyes away from what they were doing, NH pressed the attack. And that's something NH does so well. When they smell blood in the water, they're pouring it on you. And they're
100%.
not letting up.
As they go back up to CCTV Cash, I won't say a similar setup. They have the Echo Maestro once again. Just for the plant denial, they're gonna have Bandit for the wall, Jaeger, try to protect some of the throw over the wave, That's 3 intel out right there.
Just a strong setup, and I mean, it's hard to see. I know the strategy behind the teams. They probably wanted to use them themselves, but I'm not sure that allowing any defense on Clubhouse to have 2 plant denial operators is as solid a strategic a move as it could have been. I would have liked to see either the Echo or the Maestro banned out. I think both of them is a little bit much, but
for sure.
I mean, you gotta you live with what you do. You live with what you're doing. Live with your decisions. Those are the words I'm trying to use. But we will see both of the plans and I'll come down.
Maestro isn't as big of a threat now that his the Twitch drones can zap him, take him away. The EMP grenades can open him up so you can shoot him. So I definitely think his ban rate probably will decrease, and they'll probably just start banning Echo more. But then again, you also have IQ to get Echo, so it's like you just bring an IQ or an attacker starts to switch, and you can replace both of them. But that's also easier said than done, 100%. So I'm not gonna just take my word for the Bible.
And I liked. I don't know how everyone else felt about it. I thought the Maestro nerfs were necessary. He was just too strong. There wasn't enough that could like dislodge the evil eyes. They were too pesky. He was too hotly picked. We're gonna check out this construction wall push as it does look like it's gonna go down. The Thermite and Thatcher getting their job done. They have effectively won that duel against the Bandit. Now, with that construction wall open, there's going to be a lot of pressure onto the CCTV room, and it does look like that might be where the plant is. All the fire bolts from the Capital are gone, but we do still have the smoke grenades, which will be crucial for the push. There is no smoke on the defending side. We still have the Echo. We still have the Maestro. The Maestro cam used by the Maestro can see through the smoke, correct?
Yes, sir. Any smokes.
Any smokes. So those are that's gonna be crucial to defend. But Razor will take down Myth, and man, NH just such a strong defense coming out. And it's so hard to dislodge both Maestro and an Echo out of CCTV Cash. Razor will get the frag on the Prophet. That's your Capital down. The smokes have already been used. And that echo in the garage is... it's going to be a tall task dislodging him, especially with only a minute left. Amper will get away. Yes, and I'm assuming this is Amber on Ash. The assumption is correct. Yeah, Amber just getting away out of that Echo drone. Now the Ash, like that frag-heavy operator, ever since the ACOG removal, not necessarily the fragger that she has been in the past, but still a really good gun. The R4C is it's just a laser, if you can use that correctly. Reapers with the frag on a home shot, Ranger with the team kill onto Reapers. Unfortunate coming out, but this is looking pretty good for Prevail. Just when we think they're out of it, they bring it back. That's the Maestro down, and it's all of a sudden it's a 2v2. Now it's a 2v1, and Amper will have a chance to hop on board with him. He is not going to be able to take the frag onto the Echo though, and that will be the first game of this best of 3 going to NH.
That's some of the advantages of being a 3-armor right there. You can take those for, as long as it's that headshot, you can take those for his bullets right there.
And look at home shot on that Jaeger. 12 and 7. 12 and 7. No assists. He brought every single person down. As we will go back, and as soon as we see the readies up, we are going to plow ahead into the next match, which will be Oregon.
That's like, I feel like amazing might be an understatement. That game was everything it was hyped up to be and more, like without a question.
I agree, and the round differential didn't really show it, but it was a really technical game from both sides. I really enjoyed that. Now that we have seen a bunch of readies up, I'm going to wait for 30 seconds to a minute to start it, just to make sure that everyone is prepared. It does look like the majority of both teams have readied up.
Make sure the starting side is correct.
Who is starting where? Do those flip?
You have to do it manually with the settings.
Okay, manually at the settings. Blue or orange? I don't have access to the
NH would be blue again. Are they already blue? Because NH is going to stay blue.
They're already blue. So
okay,
they're going to start on attack?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. All right, so we have seen the entire team of Prevail readied up. Let's wait for a little bit longer, just to make sure that we're not starting with everyone in the game, just to make sure that we're getting it. Now, we will head to Oregon, and we do have a full ready. Let's get it going. Oregon, now, we're moving away from Clubhouse, which is a more technical map, to Oregon, which is, man, what can we say about Oregon that hasn't already been said? There's not really much.
An extremely fun map. We love to play it.
Everyone loves to play it. You can put this on the record. It is Diamondback's favorite map in the entire game, second only to Tower. I love Tower. Tower is my favorite map. If I could, I would put Tower in Pro League play, and I would make it the only map that we could play. In case you are not like fluent in the sarcastic arts, that's complete sarcasm. We understand why people don't like Oregon, but it is for now still a Pro League map and is still selectable. Now, the reasons that some hate it are the reasons why it can be fun and or weird. It's just a strange place to play. It's probably, if you're looking for like a traditional sports equivalent, it's probably the traditional sports equivalent of a football stadium at night. Or like in college basketball, playing like a Duke home game with just the nutty fans. Like, just weird things happen on Oregon. There's no real way to we understand it's a frag heavy map, but also it just kind of has this mystique about it. Strange things happen on this map. Tell me I'm wrong.
Most definitely. You're 1000% correct. Strange things do happen. Stranger things will happen in the future. If you look into the bands, you see this standard Capital Nomad band from Oregon. With Capital's buff, that mirror play in the basement is just it's a thing in the past. The Nomad, this is like one of the maps where you have to flank basically. Like Nomad cancels that right out. Banning the mirror means the Capital ban won't hurt as much. Banning the Echo, like I said,
That's
Echo's
good.
probably gonna be banned more. So I mean, because it's much easier to deal with the Maestro. But since that Echo was banned, that means this time Kaid is gonna be played. So there is no Thatcher ban, so it's not gonna be hard to get rid of it. But Kaid with the hatches makes you use a little bit more utility, so maybe the EMPs don't make it to the Maestro. As I say that, Maestro is 6-pick to Valkyrie, so they don't even have to worry about it.
And the IQ is 6-picked off onto the Thermite as well. So a pretty solid, like, pretty standard 6-pick. Some mind games going on from both the teams. And something we didn't talk about. This is a split site hold. A tall tower hold coming out of Prevail. Now, Skinny has talked about this before. My good friend Skinny, who, I don't know how many of y'all in the chat are familiar with the collective. I feel like every time I listen to Skinny cast, or just honestly anytime I listen to Skinny talk, I learn something new about this game or the culture of this game. Whether it's which Latin American defending operators are used as fraggers at the point in time, or just good holds. Like, my man is so knowledgeable. He and Jack turned me on to this tall tower hold. It's viable. It is a very viable hold, especially with the smoke and the Kaid. Now, the other part of what we are having some action come out, some chip damage come down. Now, the other reason to like the Kaid, as things have slowed down a little bit, how many of y'all in the chat have seen No Country for Old Men? With the suppressor on that shotgun, it becomes the Anton Chigurh gun. Now, just so fun. Such a fun weapon to use, as, I don't know, Prophet spots that foot there. He does, and that's the twitch off the board! That's the twitch off the board through the drone hole. Anton Chigurh strikes again!
That is an amazing play by the Kaid, and like you said, whatever the name of that gun is, I'm not entirely sure. What I do know is that is just a DMR.
Oh yeah, the TCSG 12 slug shotgun, just chung chung chung, sounded like a grenade launcher coming at you. A very underrated gun, especially because it can have that ACOG, and then you have that 44 mag semi-auto pistol. I like Kaid. I like him as an operator. I like him in strategical setups, and I'm really excited that he's being used right now, as we will see Jackal tracks coming down onto Amper, but Amper is being supported by smoke of Reapers, so those Jackal tracks aren't really going to do much, especially with the Twitch off the board. Razor will get the frag onto Ranger. That is the Valkyrie off the board. Razor taking no damage in that, as he will be in the attic attempting to drone this out a little bit. And it does look like NH are in a solid position here. More Jackal tracks going out. Oh, and Vadix nearly taken out on that Jackal, but the castle is so low as well. Amper with a frag on a home shot, and Vadix will get the entry on him in. Razor is planting, smokes are coming down to the Jackal, and it's on. It's time to frag out. It's time to just throw something at a wall and see what sticks. Lots of shots coming out, lots of wall bangs coming out. Jackal down from the smoke. Eclipse with the frag onto Reaper. Will Vadix be picked up? Who knows? Razor with the frag on a Prophet, and things are just happening so fast. Let's jump on board with Amber as he attempts to clutch this 1v3 out, which it's looking like a very, very tall task into the tower, as there are just shots ringing out through the soft wall in the attic. Everything has just happened so quickly. It happens in a blink, it happens in a flash, and Amper will drop down and attempt to retake through the bottom side. It's not looking good for him. I don't even know if he can get up to the bomb in time, much less kill all three members. It's looking like this will be a first round loss for Prevail, as Amper is just holding this angle, will attempt to get a chip frag off on top of one of the members, take some damage, run away, and that is going to be a first round win for NH in our Hell in a Cell Oregon matchup.
They definitely took a gamble going tower, and I'm not sure they played it entirely. I won't say incorrectly, but there's just some things that were missing. They needed to pressure the Jackal in the window, I think the Nomad on the opposite window of T3. They needed to pressure them because them being able to sit up there and just position themselves to take out the Castle who was on T3. As soon as they lost that control, that round was basically just deemed over for the defenders.
And part of it might just be like the Castle just missing shots, as he did take Vadix very low. Vadix was downed by the smoke. Like, it was a very close round. Like, it did end up in a 1v3 for Amper, who is going to be 6-picking off of the Legion onto the Vigil. Really like Vigil as an operator on this map. Definitely a lot of confusing things you can do to a drone game. Vigil isn't just an operator that gets better the higher up in competitive play you get, because of how well people use drones. But we'll see the Maestro from Myth. Again, that Echo is banned, that traditional plant Zanire in this basement supply launcher hole. Now, Mira is banned. He's going to reinforce in that traditional Mira spot. We will see a Valkyrie, and I've got to say, Valkyrie's probably my favorite operator in the game. I like getting to use the Intel. For some weird reason, I like the MPX. I'm really excited with all the Valkyrie usage, and I'm kind of struggling to see why more teams aren't bringing an IQ into this Valkyrie, as well as bringing a Valkyrie into the Vigil. Of course, they did not see the Vigil 6-picked off, but if I'm not mistaken, the IQ can see the Vigil in his ERC7 cloaking. Now,
yes,
the Jackal is going to be on the field, and we're gonna see if the Twitch of Dom will be able to not be wallbanged through a drone hole with the Anton Chagrin. A nice shot coming out. Good prediction from Dom. Now, regardless of how you feel about the F2 as a weapon, Twitch does have that F2, and it is a gun that is in the game. Having that off the board was very, very bad for NH, but they still made it happen. And this match is kind of continuing how we saw Clubhouse go the first time, which is, I mean, it's close. It's very close, and there's so much happening. Just when you think one team has control, they don't have control anymore. Both teams are playing the retake so well, such good technical R6. That still does have to
with this Twitch and Jack, but this is gonna. I feel like this is gonna determine the round right here. Whoever gets this pick, this is gonna determine where this round goes.
Changing back.
Amper will go down. Amper will go down to Vadix, and there's still 2 Inox Tribals going out, but we do have the. That was not the Valkyrie, that was the Jaeger lurking, and he will down the Jackal. Prophet playing extremely well right now, trying to hold this meeting hall. Now, if this meeting hall can be held, it means the meeting hatches can be held, which will funnel the defense into similar places. The Jackal will be picked up, tracks are going to go out on him, but if I'm not, he only has 1 Inox left. This meeting hall duel right here is going to decide so much, and it's the Jackal on 20 HP. This is going to be a very tough fight for him to win without help. And as we say that, here comes, it looks like the Thatcher, and yes, Homeshot will come in for the assist. Vadix will take down Prophet, and that is the roam presence for Prevail gone. But the damage is done. There's 20 HP on the Jackal. There's still a Maestro and smokes on the board. And there's only 45 seconds left. 2 remote gas grenades and Evil Eyes left to deny a plant. That's really, really solid. And now the time pressure is working in the favor of the defense. We're going to jump on board with Myth.
Default mirror wall. They're trying to get some more space to see when they're both decide to draw the canisters. Because this round depends on him and this Maestro working together right here.
I agree, and we're going to hop on board with Myth for the duration of this round, as this Maestro is going to be so crucial. Maestro and Operator that only gets better as the round goes on. Vadix with a frag on the Reapers. Vadix with another frag on the Ranger, and Vadix is just fragging out. Ranger will take down Vadix, but Homeshot will get the finishing frag onto Myth. A solid entry from NH, using their drones well, using their information well. A technical win coming out.
These round, like it's literally like you said, a splitting image of the last map. All the rounds start off extremely slow, methodical, comes down to that last minute 45, last 30 seconds, and then a flurry of kills to finish the round.
And I don't care if this ends 7-0 in favor of NH. This is not a blowout by any stretch of the means. These are tightly contested matches and tightly contested rounds where anything could go anyways. I believe we've seen one flawless round so far, and we've played 13 a total in this match. 6 pick from the Jackal onto the Jackal for Vadixon. Why not take the Jackal? It's working out so well for them. That Inox tracker has been so crucial in clearing out the roam presence of Prevail. Now, we will go to kids' dorms. A typically strong position to hold, but we won't see the Maestro this time. Malik, is that do you think that's a good call, or?
Honestly, I haven't seen it help them much.
Device placed.
Without, I mean, the Echo would have been a better fit, but without the Maestro, I feel like there's other ways, like this Legion, some good info / a possible plan denial. There's a lot of things that can go with this. I feel like it's not a bad call to abandon the Maestro, but if you do need it, you know you have it in your back pocket just in case.
And as we take a look at the scoreboard very quickly, look at Vadix. 5-1 in 2 rounds. And probably the MVP coming out right now for NH. Just a solid roam clear presence, solid frags, just getting this team the information that they need to be able to take those pushes. And then, how about when you have Vadix on the roam clear, and then you have home shot on the Thatcher? That's just, when you can put home shot on a Thatcher and still have a high frag presence after he's used all of his utility, you know you've got a really solid gun skill team.
So one that LA5, like we talked about, like, you know, Slater takes the forever. He has the hammer to make the hole so it can rotate around. The Thatcher is like a sledge without the naves and the hammer. It's got the exact same gun, exact same speed. The LA5 is a very underrated weapon, I'll say. If it's not underrated, it's just like perfectly balanced, doesn't need anything fixed.
I agree. Now, we have the Twitch F takes some damage. The Twitch, obviously, with the F2, and we talked a little bit about it. The F2 might consider a little bit of you guys. Myth does take down Razor. We might see the ACOG taken away from it, but for us here on the Xbox One, I don't think that matters all too much. I think the recoil of the F2 is so high and so such a struggle to control on a controller. As, man, we are seeing some heavy frags coming out from Prevail. Amper will take down Vadix, Prophet will take down Dom, and as soon as we talk about the F2, it's off the board. The Twitch is dead. There's a Thatcher, and there's a Zofia of Eclipse waiting. Now, the opening pick of this round was onto the Thermite, and when you don't have that hard breacher, it's hard for you to get a win on this map if you can't open one of those hatches. It just becomes a straight tunnel frag fest, and when you're staring down a defense that uses intel as well as Prevail does, it's tough to win. It's really tough to win, as we are going to hop on board with Eclipse of the duration of this round. It's a 1v4. He will take down Amper, adds the stat line. He is in the sight, but man, it is not looking good.
It's not entirely safe. If there's Pulse on the board, if he still has his Metro, it doesn't even matter because he just got taken out.
And Reapers on that Bandit will finish off that MP7. Such a good gun as well. Another one of those guns that did have the ACOG taken away. Oh, man. Now that round, definitely not as hotly contested. We casters cursed. NH, honestly. he gave them the curse. Just a solid defense coming out from Prevail, getting the first pick onto the Thermite of all operators without much hard destruction done, I believe. Just a good, solid round for Prevail. As we will head back into Laundry Supply, the Maestro will come back out for Myth.
I just don't see it having that much influence. It might just be strictly because of the gun, the 81 bullets, ACOG, but other than that, I feel like the Evil Eyes aren't impacting as much, but I could be saying this and about to be proved wrong in about 3 minutes.
Well, I think the reasoning for it here is the smokes. I think because you want to be able to see through the smokes of the Jackal to mark the plant. And this default plant spot in the laundry is so hard to peel people out of. I think that's our reasoning for the Evil Eyes for sure. Maybe less of plant denial, more of just being able to see if the Jackal does manage to make it down there and plant the bomb. Also, we will see the smoke come out from Ranger. Definitely another strong plant denial operator. And in the end, that's about all you can do on laundry supply, is just try and deny the plant through the smokes. Smoke grenades so powerful in obscuring the intel of the defense.
Let's see. I feel like the Jaeger might be the only one doing the roaming here. Unless he's that
Looks like the castle is
side.
Castle appears to be upstairs as well. He will give a castle off to that Jaeger who is hanging in the kitchen. Some early shots go down onto Amper, who is just going to hold that right trigger, hopefully get some chip damage, but it's not looking good as the Jackal tracks are already on the Jaeger. The castle is there to help, so it's not completely and totally over, but he doesn't have many spots to rotate to. Reapers in Myth, though. And Myth off the board early on the Maestro. We have seen a push. They're already through. The fake out and the move through the dirt tunnel through construction. Vadix on the Prophet. We're going to check out Vadix right here as he attempts to clear out a little bit more of the roam, and it's looking pretty good for NH right now, as you could probably sneeze on the smoke in the Jaeger and it'll kill him at this point. Now, one of the smoke grenades has been used as Vadix will take Amper as soon as I move away from him. Unfortunate. And now we are going to see Vadix pushing down into the full HP pulse. Some tracks are going to go down.
That aggression.
And Reapers just can't pull it off, and Vadix will finish him off with that ITA shotgun, that secondary shotgun for Jackal. Another good utility reason for him to be picked is there's just so many things you can do with the Jackal. You can use vertical gameplay, you can clear roamers, you can smoke for plants. Ranger will take down Eclipse though, and that's the bomb down. Now we are at a 1v1, and both operators are a sneeze from being down. So just when we thought it was in NH's favor, Prevail bring it back. This is going to be such a hotly contested
spot for Jackal. Very dangerous.
Definitely. And there is a lot of time left. We will see the Jackal tracks go down. Let's check on the smoke and see how many smoke canisters are left. There is no more utility left on the board outside of smoke grenades from Jackal. And after these Jackal tracks are over, no more gadgets. And Vadix wins in a straight-up gunfight. And NH takes the attack round. A little bit of bonus damage onto the already dead smoke, and we will be moving on to round 5 with NH in a 3-1 lead. A very, very good attack coming out with that rush that I unfortunately missed on the observing. Sorry for those that wanted to see the frag fest, just everyone jumping in the slop of Oregon, but we will attempt to catch that next time, as we're gonna see a Caveira. We got a Caveira coming out as we're heading to kitchen dining. But he's gonna be 6 picked off onto the Maestro. No, Myth, why are you teasing us? We wanted it. We all wanted it. The Montaigne.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We are going to see some variation coming out of this, and the excitement somewhat ironic for a couple of new operators coming out. I do like this Ella, who is going to be using the Scorpion. That recoil incredibly hard to control. Myth on this Maestro is going to be incredibly solid on the site as well, with that ult and just destroying angles to use. But that Montaigne onto this kitchen site, if they just even get a little bit of control onto dining, it'll be over so quick. They can bait out all of those smokes from Ranger, and they can get that plant down really quick, especially if that wall from dining into small tower gets opened quickly. It's a tough site to defend. in my opinion, at least. Some teams have strategies for it that work very well. I'm excited to see how this Ella is going to be used. But, man, a little bit of a bold pick from Prevail, especially with down 3-1. Now, again, there's a reason why they're playing, and I am not. There's reasons for everything, as there will be an Ella hold on the showers. The fast fire rate of that Scorpion Evo going to probably be a big reason why the Ella is playing in the showers to attempt to hold that shower bathroom control. But it does look like the Monty is moving forward with the bomb from Vadix. And Monty is just, he's a giant unkillable drone. He's so hard to take out. And the big, that nearly away. The thermite. Razor nearly looked like he was going to blow himself up with his own exothermic charge, but moves out of the way just in time. And that dining wall is open. And, man, strategically, it's not looking good for the defense. Except for, and here's the reasoning for this strat, if Reapers play through the holes made at the bottom. He's playing with these showers, getting a bunch of, getting some chip damage down. He can probably shoot through those holes made at the bottom of that hallway wall into dining onto the Monty as he decides to plant. Now the mute is here with him too, and Amper will take down Razor, and Razor will immediately get down.
Very dangerous spot for defense to be in.
And there's so much utility going out from the Zofia trying to take that mute down. As that is all of the grenades out of the lifeline, and we are going to see the plant going down from Vadix. Dom taking down Myth. Dom taking down Reapers, which is in. And Dom! In home shot and Eclipse. Dom with the 3K on the round.
Dom came to play tonight, for sure.
And let's check on the scoreboard as soon as we are allowed to. And Vadix, look at Vadix's stats. He's 9-1-2. And he just played Monty.
Start.
That's to say the least. And in
5 rounds, 9 kills.
5 rounds, that. What more can you ask for out of a Jackal and a Shield player? Not much. As Vadix will go on to the Blitz. Ranger will 6-pick off the Alibi. We are going to see the Blackbeard coming out as well as a Castle. Now, we're going to have to check on the offensive side if they took breaching charges. I believe that the Blitz will more than likely take smokes. The Blackbeard will probably have some breaching charges. And that's going to be about the only way they can deal with that Castle now that we do see the lifelines off the board. Claymore on the Twitch. Smokes on the Blitz, stun grenades on the Blackbeard, Claymore, and we will have breaching charges from home shot on the Thatcher. So there will be a way for NH to deal with this Castle. But again, just a couple more of those little mind games that you see coming out between these two teams. Now, this has been a hotly contested match, Elite. But it's time for Prevail to stop being close and to start winning.
Most definitely. They came close on so many rounds, so many times, and it's just one minor thing here and there might have changed the entire outcome of that round. And I feel like they're trying to work some things out, get some different operators, some different strats, and they're trying to close that gap and take the round for themselves instead of letting it be so close and then failing at the end.
And my dear father always says, almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. It definitely doesn't count in Rainbow Six. Yep, it's not collective appropriate. But we all know that saying. We all understand it. We know what is going to happen here. Man, it's time for Prevail to start taking home some of these dubs. They're getting impact frags. They're playing well, but the final round score isn't reflecting it. A lot of droning coming out. We have seen Dom onto the Twitch. Dom will use that ACOG now. this is a little bit up for debate, and we're going to use a little bit of this lull to talk about the future of Collective. Moving through to one of the semifinals has been Check 6 and F6. Now, I want to get this on the board right now. We are going to be calling every single time Check 6 and F6 play the Battle of the Sixes, like the Battle of the Sexes. I just want to, I thought of that first. That's a Diamondback special. That's all me, baby. Copyrighted. We're going to be using that from now on as Dom with the F2. Going to get the frag on the Myth. Dom's in, dude. He's here. He's going to get the hip fire on the Reapers. Vadix is in as well, and this is looking disastrous for Prevail. Dom will get another, and he will get traded out by Amber, who is the last alive of the Jaeger. Shot is going to get the punch, and man, that Twitch was in. And when Twitch is in with that F2 and you have a blitz running at you as well, man, not much you can do. And NH, outside of some early struggles and some early close round, has taken a commanding lead, as we will flip sides. And Prevail will get a chance to attack. Now, anything could happen in Prevail's attack on Oregon, could be really strong, as Razor is going to tease us with the Caveira. Bring
Come
it!
on. You know you want to.
No.
You know you want to.
Bring the Caveira.
86
Now,
hits.
we are seeing a Reaper, we are seeing a Finka coming out for Reapers. It might be a bit of a rush here with a Thermite coming out for Myth, the Ash onto Amper. Will we see the 6-pick? He's going to 6-pick onto the Maestro, a strong operator for that laundry supply. Going to be able to see through the smoke to the Jackal. Going to be able to frag people with the Alda. Yeah. We understand the function of Maestro on this site, especially with the Echo Band.
He is deployed and ready to go.
Curious to see if H is going to have possible that I'd like to show on the class. And the Ella shotgun, oh my goodness, this gun. This gun is just too much for that.
They're like, hey guys, is there a wall there? Heard there was a wall that you needed heard there's a wall that needed disappearing. It's gone. It's out of here.
Gumming.
At close quarters, as crap is, that shotgun is going to be detrimental to anyone who tries to take that fight right there. If you're going to take that fight, you're going to be pre-firing, or you're going to do an angle, you're going to try to wall bang. You got to do something, because you have to know that she has that shotgun.
Barricade going up!
And I'm a little bit surprised there isn't a smoke out with the pick of the Finka. Maybe a little bit of a niche pick, but some don't know this. When the Finka adrenal boost is on you, the smoke toxic babes do more damage to you. So really heavy in plant denial and to stop the rush from the Finka. Finka's just a weird operator. Seems really straightforward, but there's a lot of things that adrenal boost can be used for. It can be used to counter echoes. Once you get that adrenal boost, all effects are immediately cleared off of you. It's just a useful operator that doesn't really get a lot of shine. And something that we have to talk about as well, since we are on console, the recoil assist that comes with that adrenal boost is so unbelievably helpful. This is not... Oh, but the Finka will go down almost immediately to Vadix. So all of those benefits they were just talking about, haul them up, throw them in the trash, take the trash, put it in a landfill, light the landfill on fire, and salt the ashes. It's gone. An effective roam out of Vadix, and Home Shot will take down Amper, and Prevail are just looking a little bit lost on Oregon right now, as we have mentioned that this is a place where good teams go to die. And man, Prevail is a good team, but it's not looking good.
Like, I know
will get the
Prevail
frag
has
onto
a little bit
Vadix.
of aggression, but NH is taking their aggression and just multiplying it right now. Like you said earlier in map 1, they smell that blood in the water, and they have all turned into sharks and are attacking.
Definitely, and this Thermite is just in such a bad spot outside of the main lobby. Oh man, there are so many shotguns and Aldas and Legion Mines staring you down, and you have a Thatcher to help you. You have your Exothermic and a Claymore and 30 health. Now, the 5.56 XI, a good primary gun, usable, but a good turn from Myth onto the Evil Eye, but man, it looks like that damage is done. Once again, you could probably sneeze on him and he'd go down, tickle him a little bit, and he might laugh himself to death. But the Fate Plant will go down, Ranger will get the frag onto Ranger, and Razor is just going to clean it up. NH, commanding lead, as they are doing so well on Oregon. It's not over yet, but man, it's looking like it's desperation time for Prevail. They have got to get something going, and we might be seeing a little bit of tilt coming out from them, as NH is in a 6-1 lead.
They're just in their head, like everything that Prevail thinks, like this might be safe to do this. Like there's always an NH player right there and be like, nope, not today. Like every single thing is basically just being challenged by NH today, and it is definitely getting under the skin of Prevail.
And NH is Prevail's a good team. Don't hear us saying that Prevail is just like getting mollywopped all over the place. This is an extremely good team that NH is just kind of taken back out by the woodshed right now and beating them with a bat. They are playing so well, and look at Vadix again. We highlighted him earlier. He's at 11-2-3. Dom is at 6-3-4. Homeshot is got a 2.0 KD as well at 6-3. Just a good map from NH, and it's in dire straits from Prevail, as this could be the last round of this quarterfinal matchup.
So like maybe you don't take NH to Oregon. I'm not really sure what the next step would be.
Ban this map, as we are going to get a little bit of motion sickness coming out here. There's nothing I love more than a splitting headache on a Saturday afternoon.
360 meeting real quick in the hall. Let's do it.
Why not, man? When you're up 6-1, you get to do those things.
They're probably in a party, feeling loose, feeling great, laughing, vibing. And Prevail is just probably like, alright, we gotta take this back. Like, there's definitely two different modes going on right now.
And you are seeing the buck coming out from Amper on Prevail. And that buck can be so unbelievably useful, bucking out those bandit batteries from below, and just a strong gun in the C8. But we are seeing Razor on the dock, so, you know, we have no idea what's going on. Eclipse going to be roaming this tall tower up there in T3, hanging out. And Prevail, to their credit, are taking it a lot slower than they have the past couple of rounds. They're waiting. Oh, and he might just miss the leash here. Unfortunate coming out for Ranger, as his position will be given away. They know he's on this master balcony. It's just, Prevail is finally back to... The BB is out for profit too. And Amper will take down Vadix with a buck through the floor. Once again, using that buck the way that we know he can be used and the way he's used. Homeshot will refrag onto Ranger, but so far, this is the Prevail that we expected to see. Razor will get a nice shot onto Amper through that little hole from the white stairs. And this is the Prevail that we did expect to see, a more methodical attack. They've kind of been throwing stuff, a little bit of tilt coming out, and this is more methodical, more slow, more like the team that we know. And I am not sure what happened there. Dom might be clipping that. He will get the frag onto the Blackbeard of Prophet, and man, that's just an unfortunate happenstance. And just when you think Prevail have it, something doesn't go their way. And it just might not be in the stars for this really good team today. That doesn't take anything away from who they are, from what they have accomplished during the regular season, or the players on the team. Man, sometimes it really do be like that. And you just have to accept it and say, man, sometimes it do.
Definitely. I know Prevail is playing with I think maybe two subs or something. I know some of the players are missing. As we see Zofia take out a Jaeger, I believe. Bring it back to a 2v2.
Yes, and the Zofia is pushing. They do have a pretty strong position And Reapers will take out Razor. Myth, got the plant, but Tom with the C4. It's dire. Oh, no. And that is going to be how it ends. NH moves on to the semifinals. Prevail eliminated in a 7-1. A solid effort. A very solid effort, and that clubhouse match was especially good. They kind of let it get away from them a little bit, and Vadix 11-3-4, Dom at 8-4. Just a very, very good matchup, a good effort from Prevail. And man, we do see NH move on. Now, let's plug everything a little bit before we get out of here. We will not be having an interview, as we will be using some of those interviews for podcasts. A good effort from Prevail. Great season to them. NH moves on. One more quarterfinal tomorrow.
What an incredible matchup.
And also, if it has not already been said, I apologize for the technical difficulties at the beginning. That is 110,000% on me and me alone. If you need to send me hate mail, send it to my secretary, Malik. Send all the hate mail to Malik. Send it all to Malik. Send it all to Malik. If you're mad, send it to Malik.
Amity Rich 7.
And thank you to everyone. Thank you to the collective. Thank you to Jack. Shout us out on Twitch Prime. Tune in again sometime. Have a good one, y'all.